Meanwhile, let's go to the East Coast. So the Jones Road Fire in New Jersey, that's continuing to burn. Firefighters, they are working around the clock to contain the fire, and that containment level is at 50%. But at the end of yesterday, we had over 13,000 acres that have been charred.
Fox Weather Correspondent Katie Byrne is live in Lacey Township, New Jersey, where the fires have been blazing. Katie, hard to miss. You've got a mask on your face, so clearly that air quality has taken a big hit. How's it looking out there? What is it like to breathe in that air?
Good morning, guys. The biggest difference today is the smoke. We had the winds really dying down as of yesterday, and today the winds have died down even more. So that smoke is just kind of sitting on us here. We aren't expecting those winds to pick up until this afternoon. We've got the sea breeze, and then that's when the winds are expected to start shifting the smoke north, and that's why you're seeing air quality alerts in places like New York City metro area, Long Island. So we're going to be monitoring that, but I mean, on the ground, that's the first thing that you notice today compared to yesterday. The smoke is thick. It's hard to breathe. You could see in the distance here, we've got the sun coming up, and there's a car there, but you could tell visibility is reduced just a bit with that in the distance. Where we're standing is where the worst damage is. The mayor of this town, Lacey Township, says this is essentially ground zero. We have a business behind us here that was totally destroyed because of this fire. It was right along the forest line, and when the fire rapidly grew, right around dinner time on Tuesday night, the fire jumped the forest line and jumped a fence here and ended up just completely engulfing this warehouse. It used to be Liberty Door and Awning, and it was a garage door supplier in the area that would typically be very busy right now with trucks going in and out delivering people's garage doors, but right now obviously it's a total loss. We spoke with the owner there who says he still wants to rebuild and stay here, but we know that the damage is extensive for him and it's a total loss, his building, as he tries to work with what's left. Things have been burnt to ash or just completely melted and damaged in some way. Now, we've been monitoring what this looks like for firefighters as well, because right now we're seeing a lot of smoke, but we know there's still an active wildfire going on. And that's really what the firefighters are responding to. They do say in the latest press conference they gave around 4 o'clock yesterday that what is still active is in an unpopulated area. So that's the good news. We don't have many structures threatened anymore and no evacuation orders anymore. And they said at a press conference yesterday they don't foresee evacuation orders kicking up once again at this point. So those are all good things that we're keeping in mind, but they do say that they're still getting calls for smoke flare-ups and hot spots that firefighters are going out and responding to. In fact, yesterday while we were here, we saw, parts of the forest nearby smoking on the ground, and then firefighters showed up here and they were using hoses to just try to keep everything wet. So we'll have to wait and see what today looks like and where those firefighters are, but we know they still have a helicopter dropping water on those hot spots in the forest, and we are monitoring this, guys. We know 13,000 acres at least have been burned so far, 50% contained as we wait for now this third day, really, of people dealing with this wildfire in New Jersey.
Yeah, and the tough thing is the personnel that's having to participate in this. It's their town too. What a lot of people don't realize that in the state of New Jersey, many of the firefighting crews are voluntary. Lacey Township Fire, those are volunteer firefighters, and of course they do it because they're first responders and they're happy to do so for their community. But it makes it very hard when it is your community that's under fire. Katie, talking to my family in Ocean County, they're not, unaware that there's a fire risk. I mean, it's part of living in the county because you're so close to the Pine Barrens. But what they were shocked by is how close it's gotten to where people actually live, like Lacey Township. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Absolutely, Britta. And a big part of what happened was the fire jumped the highway. So we had closures on Garden State Parkway and Route 9 when things were rapidly growing on Tuesday night, and we saw that fire spread. And I think once it jumped the highway, that's when people got really concerned about it reaching those structures. We also know we had conditions on Tuesday, temperatures in the 80s. We had winds gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour. And of course, a lot of people are wondering, what's the cause now? What does this look like? How does this start? Fire officials yesterday at that news conference were saying that's a big, obviously under investigation right now, but they were saying this, with the perfect storm of conditions, even a small fire can spread so fast.
And Katie, in a lot of these smaller towns, one business affects almost the entire community. What has been the sentiment of folks in this area, specifically Lacey Township where you're at now? I mean, we've been saying it's not unusual to get fires in this region of New Jersey, but the fact that we add that layer of this is something we haven't seen in over a decade, it obviously makes people take this threat a little more seriously.
Absolutely, and this, seeing damage like this at this business that used to be here, this is going to have a lasting impression on people who live here. I mean, the owner said that this has been here for 30 years. He's never had to deal with anything like this before, and essentially that fire just came right up into this industrial park. Most of the other businesses are okay. There's another one across the street, a PVC piping company that did take on a little bit of damage as well, but nothing like what you're seeing at the Liberty Door and awning business. The mayor we spoke with of Lacey Township yesterday, Pete Curatolo, he was saying that, this is heartbreaking to see because this is an establishment in their community that's been here for decades at this point. It's something you never want to deal with. But he said, the fact that no lives are lost, no homes were damaged, no one's hurt is an absolute miracle when you look at how fast that fire spread. We had around 5,000 people who had to evacuate pretty quickly on Tuesday night. And most people that I spoke with, when they dealt with those evacuation orders, they said, it's been a while. You mentioned in at least 10 years, they're talking about how this could be the largest wildfire in the last couple decades here in New Jersey. People are saying the last time they had to evacuate their homes was for Sandy.
Yeah, and you're actually very close to where Sandy came ashore. It's just south of where you're located. So thank you for the update out of New Jersey. That is Fox Weather Correspondent Katie Byrne in Lacey Township, New Jersey, covering the fire concerns today. Stay safe out there, Katie. Obviously, an air quality concern this morning.